Koppel, host of the Time for Coffee podcast, where you get first-hand career advice into the jobs and industries that interest you the most. And before we start today's show, I have a quick favor to ask you. If you haven't already, I'd be incredibly grateful if you give us a rating and a review on iTunes. And if you're like me, you need to do it now because you'll forget later and because it's the best way to help others who may be in search of career advice to find this free resource. So press pause if you haven't done it and do it right now. I'll wait. Thanks so much and enjoy today's show. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Jonathan Tesser. How did you get into the analytical side of marketing? And how important is it to our young listeners, John, who think that they may be interested in marketing, that they understand the analytical part of it?
It's an interesting question. For me, I came out of MBA school and got right into web analytics, which is the measurement of website activity and visitors to a website. And being able to interpret that data and turn it into a story has sort of been the thing that I've done my whole life. So that's how I really got into it, because I was like, oh, you know what? I've always been really interested in psychology and why people do what they do. But I've never really been able to tell you exactly. Do I have something to back this up with? Not really. Oh, wow. There's this thing, web analytics. We collect data on the people visiting a website. I know about people now. That was a very, very exciting moment for me. And I turned that into a career. That's how I got into the analytical side. But it came from being steeped in social sciences and psychological theories and, understanding experimentation, all of that. But having those numbers to back up, the theory and sort of the gut instincts, that's how I got into the field. How important is it? I think it's imperative. I think it's a huge advantage for young folks who want to get into digital marketing to understand that numbers are a big part of it, right? I think a lot of people who go into marketing are like, I'm creative, I hate numbers, right? You'll hear that a lot. And I'm like, you're going to be limited if that's the case, because numbers, when you use them, first of all, executives love numbers. That's something to keep in mind. They want to see that you can back up what you're saying. A lot of executives with some sort of data, because that's how executives think, their bottom line, right? And if you don't have the data, you're going to be like, well, I just feel this way. And they're going to be like, not good enough buy, right? They don't have time for you. So being a marketer who's armed with data is going to set you apart, right? Even if you're on the creative side. That's the problem I have. I'm sorry, I'm going to go into a diatribe for a second. One of the problems I have with people, with young folks going into marketing is that they're either 100% devoted on data or 100% devoted on creative. But both of these sides need to balance themselves out right in the middle with some sort of analysis and understanding of data on the business end, right? That's what we're missing from young folks now. They think they just need technical skills, just need creative skills. They don't realize that this thing in the middle is business skills that you get from looking at data. That's what we're missing in a lot of the entry level folks that are coming at us.
So if any of our young listeners now are still in school, John, what kind of numbers related courses should they be looking to get? What's the kind of skill set that they need to have? I know you can't necessarily say the title of the course is blank, but what is the type of software or hard skill that they need to have learned?
First of all, I think, I'm saying this and I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I don't know how to do it, but I think that some sort of data processing skills like SQL, right? SQL. Knowing how to program in SQL, I think is a baseline for a lot of companies, because you have to be able to take raw data and turn it into something that's usable. So whether that's SQL or Python, even just knowing a little bit of the language and learning how to do this as an entry-level person, that's table stakes. You're going to have to know that. Again, I am a hypocrite. I don't know how to do it, but I'm also an executive. So I hire people who do, so that I can do the things that I do well, which is, hopefully it's coming across here, communicate ideas effectively, work with stakeholders, manage teams, right? That's my job. So knowing that, also Tableau or Power BI, these are data visualization tools. Those are becoming more and more important. Almost every single data analytics role is requiring some sort of level of Tableau. It's something you can teach yourself. Most colleges allow you to use Tableau for free. Amazing, amazing thing, right? So you can go and play around with it on your own. Don't necessarily need a course. If you want to get into the fields, 2 courses or things that I would recommend: either get an internship in digital marketing, right? So that you learn the skills on the job. Or if you can take a digital marketing class, just so you're introduced to a lot of the concepts around media buying, media planning, campaigns, all of these kinds of things that you don't know unless you know. That kind of tangible course is helpful for you, because a lot of this stuff can seem really foreign, right? SEO, SEM, PPC, right? CPM, we're throwing out all these terms. And you have to know these terms if you're going to work in the field. And how you learn those terms, that's up to you.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to this latest episode of T4C. And if you're interested in learning more about my coaching services for confused college students and recent grads, feel free to check out the Time for Coffee website under the coaching tab at time4coffee.org, or text me at 202-236-5712. That's 202-236-5712.